Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Ashley. Today I decided to rate every single AP class that I ever took. I'm a senior and I'm about to graduate in 2 weeks, which is kind of insane, and I've actually taken 14 AP classes. I know, that's quite a lot, so I feel like I have a little bit of wisdom for you. Okay, just some things I want to make sure to say is that I really think that every single class that you take, it really depends on your teacher, like whether you like the class, whether you learn a lot, whether you do well in the AP exam. You'll see, like, I'll make comments a little bit about the teachers that I had and like whether I liked them, because I feel like having a good teacher really makes you love a class and it really makes you want to study for it and work harder. So yeah, every single school is different. You really need to ask the upperclassmen like their opinion about every single teacher. Oh my gosh, just be like, oh my gosh, Mr. Smith is the AP World History teacher. How is he? Does he grade really hard? Is he a good teacher? Is he really boring and he just like reads off the slides and you basically have to teach yourself and he gives busy work? That's really important. There are some teachers that like they literally do not teach. Every single thing is busy work, and then their exams are like so difficult. I've definitely avoided some AP classes just because I've heard some of the teachers were really bad, and if a teacher has a bad reputation, I just really wouldn't take that class. So yeah. So now let's get into ranking my AP classes. I also have like 4 pages of notes, so yeah. First, I'm gonna start with my freshman year. My freshman year, I only took 1 AP class, and that was AP Human Geography, and honestly, that class was so interesting. To this day, it's probably my favorite AP class. It's so funny because as a freshman, I literally thought it was so difficult, but now that I'm a senior, it was probably one of the easiest AP classes and the most enjoyable, and I feel like a lot of that had to do with my teacher. Like, I love my teacher. I also have her for Gov this year, and she's the best. One thing that I really like about this class is that it's very vocab focused. As long as you understand the vocab and you learn it and you memorize it, the curriculum is really easy. The exams are pretty easy if you know the vocab. Very vocab heavy. I also really like how you don't just learn about America, you learn about other parts of the world. Specifically, one thing that I really liked about this class is that this is when I was really exposed to like what women do in other countries. For instance, like women in some third world countries have a lot more labor intensive responsibilities, like getting water from wells and bringing it for their family. That is like something that I never learned about, and I don't know, being exposed to the different ways that people live in different countries was so fascinating to me, because I feel like everything in like other history classes are so America focused, and in my opinion, AP Human Geography wasn't as America focused, and that's something that I really enjoyed learning about. This class was literally the best. I recommend every freshman take it, especially I think in most places freshmen can really take only 1 AP class. I would definitely recommend it. I think it does depend on the teacher that you have, but as long as you memorize vocab, you should be good. So AP Human, I would definitely put in the amazing category. Love that class. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to my sophomore year. We're gonna talk about AP Environmental Science. Okay, so my teacher was very chill, so that was nice. Some units are really difficult. For instance, the Earth Science and Systems unit, I think that's what, Earth Systems and Resources unit was really difficult. For me, that was like a really hard unit, but something that is nice about that class is since I took it sophomore year, there is a populations unit in AP Environmental Science that if you've already taken AP Human, it makes that populations unit really easy. Like, I didn't even study for that unit because it's sort of like a reiteration of AP Human, so that was really nice. I am more of a humanities person, and this class was really chill, honestly. But yeah, I definitely would say it's one of the easier science classes, just because a lot of what you learn is like biodiversity. You learn a lot about like ecosystems, populations, like things that in my opinion are not as difficult as like chemistry and biology. So I would definitely recommend it if you're not a STEM person. Even if you are a STEM person, it's an interesting class and it's not as difficult as like AP Bio. AP Environmental Science, I'd put it under great, just because I had a really good grade in that class. Okay, so now we're going to talk about AP World. I did not like this teacher personally, and let me tell you why. I had a group project with 2 other girls, and I was in charge of putting the poster together. I was involved in like creating all the information and everything too, but I was like, I want to create the poster because I really like creating posters, and they were like, okay, you can do it. So I spent all night the day before it was due and I put the poster together. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. My teacher, after we were presenting, he took a picture of our project. Then a few days later, I get my grade back and it's a 90. A 90 is a good grade. Then I talked to all the other kids in our class and we got the lowest grade in the class. And me and my group go to this teacher and we're like, why did we get a 90? And he was like, oh, your project was one of my favorites, but like, I can't even remember why. And I was just like I was so angry. I can't even remember why he said he gave us a 90. Like, a 90 is not a bad grade, but it's just getting the lowest grade out of everyone else is just kind of annoying. Okay, there is a book that I highly recommend if you're going to take AP World. I think it is a must. You need this book if you're taking AP World. This is how I got an A on so many of the exams. It has like a ton of practice questions and practice FRQs. Don't do any of that. What you need to do is you need to go to the back of the book, go to the answers, and read all the answer choice justifications. That's literally how I studied, and it is gold. Read the justifications, because one thing that sucks about this class is that a lot of our exams are not necessarily based on content. A lot of it is some specific thing that they want you to know about. Like, there were some questions where like something about the environment was the answer. Like, you don't even learn I don't remember learning anything about the environment in AP World. I love how I was so passionate about that. Okay, so AP World History, I would really put in the meh section just because I am, again, more of a humanities person, so I really like all my history classes, but definitely was not my favorite. Now we're gonna go to AP Art History. Okay, so to preface this, this is one of my favorite teachers. She is the best. I loved her. She is the sweetest person ever. Okay, so I'm going to warn you, this is a really difficult class. With that being said, I think like a lot of these really difficult classes, teachers make or break this class, and my teacher definitely made this class. She was amazing. But the difficult part of AP Art History, I think people think it's an easy class. I definitely went into that thinking it's an easy class. It is not an easy class. I was just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna look at like the Eiffel Tower and be like, it's so cute. Yeah, you definitely don't do that. You have to learn about 250 pieces of artwork, and it's a sheer amount, like it's just so much. However, I found it really, really interesting. For me, it was really hard to memorize everything, but it was really interesting. So some of the things that we would learn about are like the elements of architecture, like the design aspects. Learn about historic paintings, historic buildings, like churches, different like religious buildings. We got to recreate pieces of art. I recreated like 2 or 3 pieces of art. We had feasts where we would have like literally just have a bunch of food after we took a test. It was amazing. And also we ended up going to a museum, like our art museum, like from the city that we're in, and we got Starbucks before, so obviously I would love anything that would let me go to Starbucks during school. If you're interested in like architecture and learning about like elements of design and very, very minute details, I would recommend this class. Getting away with knowing concepts is not going to get you by in this class. You have to study really, really specific details of things. Like, you have to know the form, function, where things are, who built it, around what time period, like very, very specific things. I feel like because I really, really like this teacher, I'm going to put it in the great category. I'm not going to put it in the amazing category just because honestly it was really hard, but yeah, my teacher was amazing. So next we're going to move on to my junior year. You'll notice in my sophomore year I took 3 AP classes. My junior year I ended up taking 4 AP classes, so we love that. We're first going to start with AP English Language. What is the official name? AP English Language and Composition. So a lot of this class, again, I love this teacher. A lot of it was argumentative essays. My favorite thing about this class is that we could pick topics that we were really passionate about, research them, and write argumentative essays about them. I really enjoyed like researching about something that you were interested in, because I feel like in a lot of classes you are told what to do. You are told like, okay, research this, like research World War I, research whatever. Like, they tell you what to research, but really to choose what you want to learn about and write essays about that. Like, personally, I found that amazing, and personally I like really vibed with this teacher, so that's probably why I ended up really liking AP Lang. Definitely recommend AP Lang. Like, I strongly recommend AP Lang. The I just can't even put into words like how much my writing grew. If you could see like my first essay and my last essay, just the way my writing grew, and my teacher gave really, really good feedback. And yeah, I loved my AP Lang class, and I really think this is what made me really like writing. So AP Lang, we're going to put, where is AP Lang? Okay, AP Lang is here. I'm gonna put it in amazing just because I really like this class. I ended up with an A, which to me was a shock because it was a very challenging class. So the next is A Push, AP US History. I feel like everyone hates this class, and I can understand why. A Push, in my opinion, is really difficult. It's just that you have to know so much information, and a lot of the things you've already learned in history classes, like the Boston Tea Party, like you've guaranteed you've heard a lot of the things that you're going to go over. It's just some of it is just, it's very detailed. Like the things that you have to know are just very detailed because AP US History, it only has to do with the US. Yeah, that's something that was really annoying. And for me, like the textbook that we used, it took me hours per week to do these notes, which I'm a pretty fast note taker and I'm like pretty detailed. So yeah, it took me hours to write notes for this class. It was very time consuming. In my opinion, you have to be really dedicated. If you want to do well in this class, you have to be very, very dedicated just because of the sheer amount of like detail and information you need to know. And to me, it's just not the most interesting history class because again, a lot of these things you've heard about. The Boston Tea Party, I'm sure you've heard of that. So for AP US History, I'm going to put it in the meh category. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty generous. AP Bio, I had an amazing AP Bio teacher. She was the sweetest person ever. One thing that I will say about this class is we had a lot of like open note and open quiz exams, so that's probably why I ended up doing really well. You just need to know so much information. Personally, again, I'm not a STEM person, I'm more of a humanities person, and I did not take this AP exam. I just took the AP class because I don't think there's any way I could have memorized or like known all this information before the AP exam. I'm somewhere where like I can study for a test, but to like cumulatively know all that information from all the units for that AP exam, I was like, that's not happening. I feel like you have to really, really enjoy science and to be interested in science to take AP Bio, because otherwise you're like, why am I in this class? If you want to be like pre-med or like something in the sciences, you'd probably like it a lot more, but I'm not, so that's probably why I didn't like it as much. Yeah, to me, it was very difficult. Very difficult, very difficult. So I'm gonna put AP Bio under rather not, just because it's AP Bio. It's a difficult class. Okay, so the next class that I'm gonna be talking about is AP Seminar. Okay, so AP Seminar is very self-paced, and I literally nicknamed this class my napping class, just because you literally don't do anything. Like, you don't really do anything. But this caused me to procrastinate really, really hard. So if you want a class that essentially is like a free period until you have a presentation or a writing assignment due, would recommend. But one thing that sucks, if you're like me and you procrastinate things until the very end, oh my gosh, I remember I had to write like this, I can't even remember how many pages this essay was. I spent, oh my god, for like a week straight I was working on it because I literally didn't work on it the whole year, so we love that. I still passed though. I passed the AP exam. That's what matters. Again, very writing based. Like, the whole AP exam is writing, and you have to turn in an essay portion to College Board, and then you have a presentation score that you do. Personally, I really liked it. I love like researching things and presenting it. So what this class is that you essentially get like a few articles, and then you pick a question that has to do with the articles, and you sort of integrate it into the question that you're asking, and then you research to answer the question, and you present your research to your teacher. They will score you. You then turn in the essay that you wrote about the topic, and you turn it into College Board, and then you go in and you take the AP exam, like writing, and you basically write essays, and then you get then you get a score. I will say it's very difficult to fail it. Like, I think the passing rate is super high. I think it's like 70%. So yeah, I'll put AP Seminar in the great category just because I literally nicknamed it my napping class. So it had to have been great because I got to sleep. Senior year. I took so many AP senior year. I think like 6, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I took 6 AP classes senior year. So this is going to be long. Let's start with AP Lit. I don't think I've ever hated a class as much as I hated this class. This class, I think, is really dependent on the teacher. I feel like I keep saying that over and over again. And to be honest, my teacher was really good at teaching, but I feel like he'd be a better like college professor, not really a high school teacher. I learned a lot of like random literature vocab, but I don't know. I don't really think my writing improved, which to me, it's really important that my writing is improving, which I don't feel like my writing improved, but I did learn like random literature vocab words. My teacher graded really, really difficult, and I just felt like my writing never progressed. And I think a lot of it has to do with I'm just really good at like argumentative essays where I get to research and then like argue like my point or like my opinion. But this class isn't like that. We would literally spend the beginning of our classes talking about how bad people did on the major grade essays, and he would be like, only 4 people actually did well and had a well-written essay, and I was just like, damn, that's definitely not me. Yeah, really built up my confidence. And mind you, they were like, I had a really large class, probably close to like 30 people in there. So yeah, we love that. Okay, so for AP Lit, I'm going to put it in the hell category for obvious reasons. Okay, next we're gonna move on to Gov. Again, Gov was taught by one of my favorite teachers who was my AP Human Geography teacher. I really think that if you just learn the vocab, this class is not bad at all. You will really do well in the assignments. So you really just need to understand documents. Once you understand like the summary of these really important documents, the class will really be easy. You just have to know them. Like the Constitution and like some other really important ones. Honestly, I would not study for this class because I had it second semester my senior year. And yeah, I just literally can't study anymore, but I ended up doing really well on exams and stuff. As long as you pay attention, you know the vocab, it's really not too difficult. We had a lot of project-based assignments, which if you know me, I love project-based assignments. Like we could use our creativity and create posters, and we had a ton of different projects like that. I love classes like that because I'm someone to where like I love doing things on paper. And yeah, my teacher's teaching style and like my learning style, like it matched up so well, which is why I love this teacher. Okay, so we're gonna rate AP Gov as amazing because I literally love that teacher. I love that class. Let's move on to AP Econ. This class was so difficult. This class was so difficult. This class is so difficult. I literally ended with an A, and to this day, I do not know how. I literally don't know how. I was in disbelief when I saw my grade. This is not a class where you can just learn the vocab and do well. Like, not at all. You have to understand the concepts and know really minute details. You need to know the concepts, the vocab, the graphs, really minute details. And the thing that sucks the most about this class is everything builds on top of each other. So in the first unit, something that I really struggled with were the graphs. Like the shifting of the graphs, that's something that I really didn't understand, and it really sucked because every unit after that, they just add more graphs and there's more shifting. And a lot of the exam questions are like, if the graph shifts blah blah blah, then what would happen to blah 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 in the graph? And you're just like, I don't know. I literally don't know. But yeah, that was like every single question, and I would just sit there like, yeah, graphs are the worst. They are the worst. All very difficult class, and for that reason I would put it in the hell spot just because it's a really hard class. Okay, next we have AP French 4, or I think it's called like AP French Language and Culture. We love that. This class is so difficult. The main reason that I actually was thinking about minoring in French in college, but I decided against it because of this class. The main reason I took this class was because I knew my teacher and I knew how she graded. Whenever you have a teacher, you really know what your expectations are to get an A, and she's one of those teachers where if you met like a certain benchmark, you could get an A. The rubric is pretty clear. She will go over like what you need to change for like essays and like your speaking, and it's just very clear to make X grade you need to do X. So that's one thing that I really like, but I feel like that more so has to do with like the teacher that I have. Conjugation absolutely killed me. Oh my god, I had a really hard time in like lower level French learning how to conjugate present tense, and once I finally got that down, they expect you to conjugate in all these different tenses, and I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Conjugation is evil. You can't convince me otherwise. So for French, I'm gonna put it in the rather not category for obvious reasons. Okay, so next we are going to talk about AP Psych. Okay, so as long as you learn vocab, Psych will not be difficult. I actually really enjoyed Psych. I think it's really fascinating. I think that's why so many people major in Psych. My teacher was really chill and he gave us a lot of grace. Really, the only difficult part about Psych is when you start learning about the brain, just because there is so much to memorize, like so much to memorize. Really, this class is a lot of memorization, a lot of vocab, but I will say it is not necessarily the easiest class. Like, everyone told me this class was like stupid easy. It is not stupid easy, but it's definitely not that difficult. Like, if you study the vocab like extensively, then you could do pretty well, but I wouldn't say it's as easy as people say it is. If you're in high school and you've talked about AP classes with your friends, every single one of my friends were like, Psych is so easy, it's just vocab. And yes, it is all vocab, but it's definitely not as easy as they say it is, because you will have like a 50 question test and you have to memorize a lot of vocab. And the way the exams are they're scenario based, which sucks so much. So for Psych, I'm gonna put it in the meh category. So yeah. And the last class that we have to talk about is Stat. I'm going to be honest, I feel like the main reason most people take Stat is so they can get out of Calc AB, and I was one of those people. The reason I took Stat was so I could get out of AP Calc AB. And honestly, that was kind of a mistake, because for me, Stat was so difficult. I feel like everyone says it's easy, and for those people, you lied to me. I feel like a lot of this, the reason I found it difficult was a lot of my exams were FRQ based, and FRQ based questions suck. I feel like that's probably why I found it so hard. The material really isn't that hard until you get to the 4-step plan, and it's just like, if you have a timed essay, doing a 4-step plan is just very time consuming, and with Stat you always have to have a justification for everything. So not only do you have to go through these steps to find the like number answer, but after finding that number answer you then have to put a justification on top, and it just got really annoying. And I'm someone to where like I take a lot of time to do things, like to do math questions, and these questions were not time sensitive. I really liked my teacher. I think she was a good teacher. And AP Stat honestly is really writing based. And I didn't really mind it, but you really have to memorize sentence stems. So my teacher would give us sentence stems, and if you got an answer for like confidence level, like there would be a specific way that you had to word it, otherwise it wouldn't be correct. And you just had to memorize it, and that wasn't too bad. Her teacher does not give you sentence stems. They must hate you, because without sentence stems, I don't know how I would do the justifications. I would just be like, 55 is the answer because I put it in the calculator and that is the answer that I got. Like I'm so thankful for sentence stems. I would put AP Stat in kind of the meh category. Actually no, let's put it in the rather not category, just because I feel like it was kind of hard. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe and comment down any other videos you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Because